Hey, what's going on, everybody? So it's Keith here again at Coding Blind Tech. First thing first, I'm having to be quiet, so hopefully my mic and stuff is better. But I've got kids sleeping in the background, so it's actually lunchtime, and we just got to eat lunch, and I figured I'd throw in a quick video, well, at least a 20-minute video before going back to work. So hopefully it's not too quiet. I will actually listen to this one before I put it out, and if it is, I will re-record whenever all the babies are awake. So I'm in my office, but I the voice travels through this house very well, so we'll have to see. All right, so this video we are going to create an AWS account. So there's a couple ways I could have done this to show you, but one thing is I needed to create an AWS account for myself because I'm trying to now um, make Coding Blind Tech an LLC. So, and then have it as a business and maybe create tutorials and actually put time and full effort into having a start to finish and then providing that at some very small fee. Very small, but right now everything's going to stay free and probably will stay that way until Um, probably will only do like a donation thing or something like that. But the main thing is to give back to those who are blind and visually impaired, and then help people find jobs and be happy. So, all right, we're gonna create an AWS account. Here's the way I did this. I created my account first, but I documented everything along the way and then little gotchas or whatever you may come across with a screen reader that are aggravating. I'm hoping to eliminate those for you that way so you can grab the document, follow the document, and then easily have an account created with AWS. So that is the goal. Let me slow the screen reader down.
Volume 8, volume 70, volume 75,
Oh, turning
volume
the
70,
volume down.
volume
Let's go
85,
back up to
volume 90, pitch
90,
50, rate boost on, rate 35,
and then we'll go.
rate 30, rate 20, rate 15,
Mm,
rate 10,
we'll do 10. Okay.
videos,
I don't want it to be too slow. I know most of your screen reader listeners anyway.
rate 15,
So we'll go to 15. All right. So
videos, OBS, create AWS account. Text dash,
I have this text file open, and what I've done is I've created a GitHub repo. It's public, so you'll be able to just go grab the file. So I have a link that I'm going to put in the description below. And what we will do is grab this link.
https://
I'm going to copy this, and I'm actually going to open it up in a web browser I wouldn't normally use because I'm not signed into GitHub on that one. So we'll open up
start
Edge.
Edge, new tab dash, new infobar toolbar dot,
All right, so we're
collab,
just going to go to our address bar and do a paste. Press
new
enter.
tab dash personal dash Microsoft Edge, banner landmark, still loading,
Okay,
coding dash,
so it should bring you to the
loading
repo
complete,
where I have this document for creating an AWS account, and it's going to be creating an AWS account with a screen reader. So, um,
link skip to content,
so if I control home to get to the top of my page and then press H for heading.
main landmark clickable coding dash blind,
All right, so it pulls us to our main landmark. Here's a quick tip for you. Navigating GitHub, they don't like to use headings. A lot of the times they like to use sections. So if you're on NVDA, I think, NVDA to navigate by section or region, you use D as in Delta. And then with JAWS, I believe it's R for regions. So that will actually get you to the main area, or in this case, it actually had the heading, but usually it doesn't. All right, so if you'll, from here, you can press K on NVDA screen reader, or you can down arrow to navigate to the download link.
AW go to at coding added 69 history link download link
All right,
loading new infobar toolbar dot. We tick VE opened your file for quick and easy view.
so we're going to download this. Now I'm going to open it up in my downloads folder. So I'm going to do a Windows R.
Run dialog.
and then type
D-O-N-L-A-D.
downloads, and press enter.
Folder view. Download.
I'm also going to try
Items
to
view.
not talk when the screen reader is talking. That's the goal. And hopefully I'm not being too quiet.
Select Docker Desktop install. Earlier this week grouping expanded. Docker Desktop install. Last week group. Earlier this week grouping. Earlier this task.
It
Create
didn't download it like I wanted it to. This is also an Edge, so I don't use this all the time.
blank.
I believe it opened us up in some quick view. Let's see if we can get out of this.
Application. Settings button collapse. Accessible.
So I'm just tabbing.
Accessibility mode. Download button.
Ah, that's annoying. All right, so I'm gonna download.
Space. Loading page.
Like a download.
Downloading comma. Downloads completed.
Nice. Now we can go to our downloads.
Download. Today grouping. Earlier this week. Today grouping expanded. Create AWS account. Docs1.
All right, there's our create AWS account document. So you're gonna open it up in Word. I'm gonna press enter on this.
Create AWS account. Docs.
Okay.
Heading level 1.
Now I have separated this document with headings and list. So what I'm going to do is go out of forms mode with NVDA modifier key plus spacebar. Okay.
Heading level 1 page 1 section 1 create AWS account.
All right. So now this is our document. So I'm going to quickly go through this, but there are some things that I want to highlight. So let's get started. I'm going to let the screen reader read, and then I'll stop it whenever I feel necessary. Right now, I'm not sure if I want to stop it before section 1, or we'll see. So, all right, I'm going to let the screen reader talk for a second.
Heading level 1 create AWS account. Heading level 2 getting started. Navigate to the following URL : link create new AWS account out of.
All right, so first thing right here, I have an embedded link that you can just click. It's an external link, sorry, but it's embedded in this page. And it so if you're out of forms mode, you could actually get to this with K. I believe JAWS is in for non-visited links, but I'm not sure. But you can click this link to actually get to the page where you start the process. So that gets you straight there. Let's down arrow.
You will be asked for a root user email and an account name.
Okay, so yeah, you'll be asked for, that's like the first thing, the initiation, you'll a root email and then an account name. I'm gonna let the screen reader tell you the next line.
The root user email, will be used for very important things like account recovery and super admin access.
Yes, and that's something to remember. The root account you do not want. It's rule of thumb, don't create services, don't do anything other than what you have to do because it requires you to be on the root account.
After clicking next, you will be taken to a screen where you will be asked for a 6-digit verification code, which will be sent to your email.
Okay, so make sure you enter in the right email because they're going to send you a 6-digit code to verify your email. You'll have to enter that in the next screen.
Once you submit the code, you will be taken to the official page for the sign up process. Blank.
All right. So once the sign up process starts, it goes through 5 steps. So it's very simple steps, but we're going to go ahead and note a few important things here, or at least one.
Note: any form element that reads as a select box, like selecting dates, will need to be navigated in the following way:
All right, so this is very important. This is very important throughout the entire platform of AWS. Because all of their select boxes or combo boxes or list boxes, whatever you want to call them, all it is a list of items in a box. A great example is when you select your state and you need to select one item and you can't select any more than that one item. So these steps that you're about to hear, bullet points, are very important.
Bullet using the screen reader's quote forms mode quote dot.
Okay, so we want to make sure that we focus the item, that it's what we're on, and then you want to go into forms mode. So
Bullet up arrow and down arrow.
that's the NVDA modifier key plus spacebar on NVDA, and JAWS is JAWS key Z to get in and out of forms mode. Okay, let me reread this next bullet point.
Bullet up arrow and down arrow are to be used to move through the items.
Yep, so we want to use the up and down arrows to move through the items.
Bullet pressing enter on the item you want to select is required or it will not be selected.
Right, this is very important. So most of you are probably like me, where you're used to going through a combo box. You down arrow to the item, and then you press tab, and that item you were on last is what's selected. That is not the case here. You need to press enter.
I am using NVDA, so I use colon.
All right, so this is me just telling you the command I use.
NVDA modifier key blank. Heading level 2 step 1 of 5.
Now we're going to start into the steps. So there's, like I said, 5 steps. We're going to quickly go through this because the main goal here was to give you a document that was going to easily let you navigate it without having to watch a long video and then having to go back and forth, back and forth. So the goal is to give you a document that's easily accessible via Word, and then you can download that and have it with you. So let's see. Like I said, we're going to go through these very quickly, and I'm only going to note like things that I want to make sure that you don't get stuck on, and then we'll end it there. So, all right, let me just down arrow.
First you will need to create your password. Your password provides you with sign-in access to AWS, so it tick s important we get it right. Once you have filled the password and type password fields in, click continue. Blank. Heading level 2.
See, step 1 is very small.
Blank. Heading level 2 step 2 of 5. Note colon, I know Chrome and Brave web browsers will ask you if you would like to save password. You can. Press the keystroke Alt plus Shift plus A to gain focus and then tap to the option of your liking.
Okay, so here's a little note I added because I know it's annoying. I know Chrome does it, Brave does it. I use Brave. So whenever you type in a password or it recognizes that you've had a password filled and it loads a new page, it will prompt you to save that password. You can press the keystroke Alt Shift A as an alpha, and it will focus that for you.
Next, we will answer the following colon.
All right, so here's another list of points. These are going to be the input fields that you're going to see while on step 2 of 5.
How do you plan to use AWS question? I chose personal for now, so here is the questions I had to fill in colon.
Yep, and the questions are different depending on if you choose personal or for business.
Bullet full name. Bullet phone number. Bullet country or region. Bullet address. Page 2 bullet city. Bullet state, province, or region. Bullet postal code. Bullet I have read and agreed to the terms of the AWS customer agreement. Left paren, checkbox right paren.
Yep, and that's a checkbox that's easily accessible.
Blank. Heading level 2 step 3 of 5.
All right, step 3 of 5.
Secure verification. This page is very important. AWS states the following colon.
All right, we're going to read a quote that I pulled from AWS.
Quote, we will not charge you for usage below AWS free tier limits. We may temporarily hold up to $1 left paren, or an equivalent amount in local currency right paren, as a pending transaction for 3-5 days to verify your identity. Quote.
Okay, so there's our end quote, and this is true. So I have an AWS account that's for personal. Obviously, I had to create this one for what I'm trying to turn into a business, Coding Blind Tech. So I know that as long as you stay under the free tier limits, and whenever you select different services, AWS will let you know. And I suggest you do your own due diligence here and do your research and understand what services may cost more and why and what the costs are for each service. So,
Bullet credit or debit card number.
so we're going to enter our credit or debit card number.
Bullet expiration date. Note colon, when selecting the month and year, you will need to move into forms mode with the screen reader. For NVDA, I press the keystroke NVDA modifier key plus spacebar while focus is on the month select box, and you will hear the click or boink sound. From here, you can use the up arrow or down arrow to Select the month. Dot. Pressing enter on the month will select the month. Dot. Pressing tab will move you to the year select box. Dot. Pressing enter on the year will select the year. Dot. Now you can move back out of forms. Mode. Dot. For me again,
Okay.
comma, I use NVDA modifier key plus spacebar. Dot.
Okay. So I was kind of reiterating a few things here. I went into a lot more detail in this section because this is where I don't want anybody to have any trouble because it is not your typical way of navigating or having to navigate a form. So I want to make sure everyone knows how to do this for sure. And the couple key points here are things that I reiterate: pressing the enter key, how to get in and out of forms mode. So it's very important.
Bullet month.
So I'm going to continue. So we heard the month, and when you see the bullet points, that's really the fields that you're going to encounter.
Bullet expiration date year. Bullet card holder tick S. Bullet billing address left paren. Radio buttons right paren.
Okay, yeah, billing address is going to be a set of radio buttons. Your typical, do you want to use your, um, uh, permanent address for your billing address as well. So,
Blank. Heading level 2 step 4 of 5.
all right, step 4 of 5.
Confirm your identity. Before you can use your AWS account, comma, you must verify your phone number. Dot. When you continue, comma, the AWS automated system will contact you with a verification code. Dot. How should we send you the verification code? Question. Text message left paren, SMS, voice call. Mobile phone number. Security check.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right here because you will have to enter in your phone number again, and they're going to send you a code. But before they send you the code and you can move to the next step, you'll have to do a security check. Um, so let me down arrow.
Change to audio security check.
Okay, so there's going to be a graphic whenever you encounter this. You're going to click change to audio security, and then let me down arrow.
Type the numbers you hear. Dot.
So, and you're going to get a text field where you can type the numbers that you hear. Now, whenever you're on this, after changing to the audio, and then you down arrow, you'll come, you can stop right there. I actually believe I wrote instructions right here for this part because I wrote out my keystrokes because it's very easy to get to the play button from after you press enter on the graphic to switch to audio. And then once you hit the play button, you want to go to the edit field and get into the edit field so you can start to type the numbers you hear. But I do believe I go into detail right below.
Page 3 note colon. For
Yep,
this step, comma, I performed the following keystrokes colon.
yep, bullet points.
Bullet press enter on the graphic to get audio challenge. Dot. Bullet press B to get to the button to play audio. Dot. Bullet press E to get to the edit field for the numbers and press spacebar. Dot.
Hmm.
Type numbers as you hear them. Dot.
All right, this is supposed to be a
T.
bullet, so I'm just going to make it a
Bullet.
bullet.
Type numbers as you hear them. Dot.
Oh, I can't do that here. I'm not editing. Okay, we won't worry about that, but that that is another bullet.
Blank. Heading level 2 step 5 of.
All right, so once you enter that in, it'll send you that code. You'll type in that code, and then you'll move on to step 5.
You should have received the pin from entering your phone number on the last step. Dot. Enter the pin in the edit.
Okay, sorry, step 5 of 5 is the pin.
Blank. Heading level 2 step 5 of 5. Blank. Enter the. Heading level 2 step 5 of 5.
All right, so before I actually put this video out, I will correct this, but what I did was I forgot to change, I accidentally wrote 5 of 5 when this is supposed to be step 4 of 5. Step 4 of 5 is where you type in the code to verify your phone number. And then step 5 of 5.
You should enter the pin. Blank. Heading level 2 step 5 of 5. Here, comma, you will select the support plan. Dot. Selecting the basic free tier is what I went with. Dot. Blank.
All right, so you'll select your support plan. I went with the basic free tier. So what that does, it keeps everything free under $1. And then when you go above that, you will get charged. But that rarely happens until you start to actually have a website and push data through it, and have traffic. So, but I will make sure to direct you as best as I can, to make sure we stay as cheap as we can. So, but it is a set of radio buttons, and it is the first radio button, and I believe it was already selected by default, but just make sure. So, and also be careful because when you press spacebar on a radio button, sometimes it will enter you into forms mode, and if you down arrow, it will select a different radio button. So make sure to pay good attention to that. So let me down arrow to continue this document.
Now you should see the following message after clicking continue :
And
Congratulations bang. Thank you for signing up with AWS.
all right.
We are activating your account, which should take a few minutes. Complete.
So it should take a few minutes to complete after you have got the congratulations message. It doesn't take long, not long at all. So you'll get a verification email,
Blank.
and that is it. And then you'll be able to log in. One thing to note is when you go to log in, sometimes it puts your focus on the IAM role login or the IAM login. You'll want to, there's a link down by the sign in link, below the password. You'll want to click sign in with root user email, and that's where you'll type in the email you used and the password you used. So I hope this was helpful. I hope the volume was better. I hope the mic was better. Sorry for being so quiet. I didn't want to wake the kids up. I look forward to more videos. Please like, subscribe if you're not, and yeah, see you in the next video. Hope this all goes well for you. Oh, leave me a question, comment, um, whatever you would like, and I will make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. So, all right, have a good one.
Downloads, create a, coding dash, create a, videos, OBS